Grateful for all the things I've seen. Grateful for all the Lord's blessing. Ain't gonna stop, no, ain't no how. Grateful, yeah, I'm grateful. Grateful, yeah, I'm grateful. Oh Lord. Grateful, yeah, I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I ain't got no reason to be hateful. Hair and nails paid for. I'm so thankful. Put you through some things I know that was quite painful. Grateful, yeah, I'm grateful, yeah, I'm grateful. Yeah, God gave me everything that I pray for. Just what I pray for, oh Lord. Just what I pray for, oh Lord. Grateful, grateful, yeah, grateful.
All right. Hey, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you may be in this beautiful planet of ours. This is Metaphysical Meetup with Marc live here in my studio. I like to refer to it as my healing studio, my prospecting studio, my studio of mystery, where we do a lot of consulting and readings and sound baths and talk about the many mysteries of the world. So how's everybody doing this morning? Grab your coffee, grab your tea. I'm going to go over to the Facebook page if you want to join us. Here on the Intuitive Prospector, we're here live every Friday, most Fridays, not every Friday. Sometimes I'm traveling or don't have the technology to connect, but most Fridays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10, 11, 12 would be 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm your host, Marc Lainhart, the Intuitive Prospector. I'm all about the the mysteries, curiosities of life, Bigfoot enthusiast, UAP, UFO experiencer, all the things in life that are, a mystery, phenomenon, paranormal, psychic, mediumship, intuition, things that make you go, things that, make you wonder about your life and your purpose and why you're even here and what happens when we die, where do we go after we die, and a lot of the things that I teach and write about. So just want to say good morning to all of my subscribers and my team. They monitor the comments to make sure that we keep this unity through community very positive, uplifting, encouraging, motivating, enlightening, transformational, healing. So please don't come into the page and post a comment that you have a better page or you can get a more accurate reading. You'll get banned from the page, the community, and you'll be reported to Facebook. So it's like a spam call. Don't do it. Show some integrity and be kind, right? Be kind, caring, and compassion, what I always teach on. So let's see here. Let's go over the Facebook page. But good morning to all my subscribers. Today is Diamonds Day. First Friday of every month is dedicated to my subscribers, my Patreon prospectors and my Diamonds Hub subscribers. And we will put those links in the comment section here if you want to get a reading. So how it works is if you join my Patreon prospectors or you join the Diamonds Hub here on Facebook, that's a Facebook page. Within the subscription page is a link, a Zoom link, and there'll be the first link will be this morning at 11:30 Pacific Standard Time. You can come into the room and we can have conversations. We can do Q&A. We can do psychic mediumship. We can do some cards. We can do numerology. And then at 3 o'clock this afternoon, for those of you who can't make the 11:30 session, it's 2 times on the first Friday of every month, and I'm going to call it Diamonds Day. And you come into the 3 o'clock session. Just note that in the subscription pages, whether it's Patreon or the Diamonds Hub here on Facebook, you'll know that the 2 links are different. The 11:30 a.m. Link is different than the 3 p.m. link, but both are the same password of 2024. It's always based on the year. So we'll get those links pasted in for you. Let me get over to that page so we can get that all set up for you. But if you're new to the group, let me know. Let me know where you're coming in from. I'd love to know. We have an international audience, and it's always nice to hear from people and community, like minds that are questioning today's reality and what's going on in life and the uncertainties and everything that's just rolling out. So let me know where you're from. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to be talking a little bit today about retirement, and I'll get to that as well. But just bear with me for a second because I am a one-man show right now. So host, editor, technology, DJ, and so I'm trying to get over to the Facebook page. And then I'll get back to the main page so I can see any questions being asked or, you can let me know where you're coming in from. Okay, so let's go to the show page. There we go. So good morning, Claudia. Good morning, Troy. I'm from Portland. Awesome. Good to see you. Hi, Colleen. Thanks for being here, y'all. And more people will join as the broadcast is streaming out. So good to see Troy, who's one of my meetup. He's in my meetup group. So welcome, Troy. Good to see you. And of course, Claudia coming in from over the pond. Colleen, one of my administrators and team members that helps kind of keep the comments and keeps us fun and uplifting, if you will. So let me get over to the Facebook page. And what we'll do is we'll put in those links. So if you're interested, one of the ways that you can start this is you can go right here to marclainhart.com and go to my subscription tab on my website. And there will be the links as well. And I'll put those links in the description field as well. You can get my book, you can get my meditations off Insight Timer, my latest YouTube video, book a reading, read some of the things that I've written about, turning pain into purpose, first contact with extraterrestrial beings, consciousness in the pineal gland, the spiritual journey, the happiness journey of joy, the diamonds of being alone. Those are my latest articles that I've published. So if you want to read those are also over on my website as well. I do want to give a shout out to my YouTube subscribers. I'm very humbled and honored. As of this week, we went over 25,000 subscribers, which to me is just unreal. I'm always amazed if one person follows my journey, follows my work. So to have 25,000, that's pretty amazing to me. So thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel. Again, you can get that at marclainhart.com. And thank you to the 40,000 prospectors here on Facebook that follow the journey each Friday. We will be back on the air this Wednesday, which will be the 11th of December. We have a guest coming in. I'm looking forward to that. And then we'll have another guest on the 18th. And then, if you can believe it, we will be into 2025, which is the year of the 9 in numerology. So that'll be. It's just funny how time I swear, time speeds up. Okay. So we're here on the Intuitive Prospector page. I will put those links for the Diamonds Hub, the store, if you want to get on my newsletter. I am working on my newsletter, which I've been very tardy of not working on. Excuse me. Reason being, because I've had 2 major surgeries in 8 months, so I've been healing, trying to get past a new back, a new knee. But I'll put the Diamond Hub and the Patreon Prospectors because it's a great way every month to take advantage of your subscription. And the subscription is based off $4.99 for the Diamonds Hub here. And if you want to be a patron, there's a couple different membership aspects. You can join Patreon for free, you just don't get all the perks. But this is a great way to get readings every month with me, bookings, like I said, psychic, mediumship, Q&A, intuition, card readings, meditations, breath work, sound bath. This is a really great way to take advantage, for something less than a cup of coffee, literally. So I'll put the Diamonds Hub in if you want to join. I'd love to have you. Diamonds Hub, let's go here. And then today, we're going to talk a little bit about the word retirement. It's something that I've been coming up with this last probably 6 months since April, I think. Let me just make sure that these are pasted in here. Yeah, Diamonds Hub, okay. And then the last one is Patreon. And then I'll get into my topics, and then we'll get into our readings. So, hi, Patrick. Good to see you here, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Let's see, Patreon. Again, because you want to take advantage of these links that I'm putting in, because this is the only way by joining and become a subscriber. Again, paid subscriber, free subscribers don't get advantage of the Diamonds Day. But every first Friday of every month, including going into 2025, there'll be an 11:30 open Zoom room, and there'll be a 3 p.m. open Zoom room that you can come in. If I'm with somebody, just be patient. Stay in the waiting room. We'll get to you. Depends on how many people come in, but I do time it. You have about 10 to 15 minutes. If there's nobody in the waiting room, then we can go over. But I do try to give you your time to ask, directly answer your questions or see what I can help you out with as a consultant. So here comes the Patreon Prospector page. Here, we did that okay. And you'll all be proud of me for readings here in a little bit later. I did bring my business line, so here's the business line. And we'll get the Zoom link in, and then my team will be able to grab it. If you can't see it in the comment section, my team will be able to grab those comments here. So 2 more links, and then we'll get into talking about retirement. Maybe it's something you haven't thought about. It's definitely something that I didn't think about, right? And I just want to bring up some things. The concept of retirement is evolving. So I'm now officially retired on paper, as of this year, because of these 2 major surgeries I had from a early medical retirement. But in your mind, I'm still young. I'm retired over here on paper. I no longer work for the federal government. Thank God. But now I'm more busier now, even as I'm healing. I'm busier working on many different projects. I've got an interview coming up as a guest. I've got a master class coming up in February that I've been invited to. I've been invited to a conference. Writing my second book. That's my first book, which is you can get at marclainhart.com. This is called My Reflections on Between Worlds by Best American Psychics. And with my colleagues, I'm a co-author. It's cool because you can turn it upside down, right side up, or turn it sideways. And it kind of looks like wings, right? So, working on my next book, working on a couple different projects. So it's kind of like, do you ever really retire? Is that word retirement a bad word, right? Is it, because you want to keep your brain active, you want to keep your body active. And as we get older and we get more seasoned, it's harder to do that. Appreciate, for those of you that are following today, appreciate your youth, appreciate, being young, because as you get old, it goes by very quick and we're living longer. So let's see here. going to get the Zoom link, put that in. The other thing I was trying to do, the invite link, and you come and have a conversation with me today before we sign off. There's the Zoom link, and I'll look for the avatar. Let's see, I'll put a hello. All right, so look for the hello avatar, and that's the Zoom link. And then the last will be my business line, 206-588-0661. And I'll take your questions here live in just a few minutes. And the avatar, we'll put feeling grateful. Okay. All right. So the links are in there for the subscriptions, 11:30, 3 p.m. For the Diamonds Days for my Diamond Sub subscribers and Patreon prospectors. Zoom link is in there. Phone number is in there. Turn the volume up. Yeah, volume is good. Okay. All right. I think we're ready to rock and roll. So the concept of retirement, when I was this morning when I was meditating, I was thinking about, hey, do you really retire? Because when I set out from these surgeries and injuries that I had from my early days in the Coast Guard and firefighting, I didn't anticipate or even think about retirement, but yet here we are, right? So I am now officially retired from that part of my life. But retirement, I feel like the concept of retirement is evolving, and I think it varies significantly based on individual preferences, right? I think it's based on financial circumstances, social changes, maybe. And, traditionally, retirement has been viewed as a time for individuals to leave the workforce, right? And often around the age of 65 is usually the average age of somebody leaving to enjoy leisure, hobbies, travel, do, cool things in life, right? However, there's several factors that can influence whether people actually retire. For me, one was financial security. Like, I didn't plan to retire, but here I'm retired, and I've now set up a financial security to where I can actually do what I love, which is this: writing, teaching, sharing, consulting, and traveling. But I was worried about the financial aspect of it, right? But that if you trust in the spirit side, you trust in the spirit world. I had received a message last year that I would be taken care of, and I had to trust that, right? I had to have patience and trust. Two of the fundamentals I teach in my development course with my tribe on Wednesdays is trust, patience, because it's through that trust and patience that we get the things that we're waiting for. And there is power in patience, right? And there is power in patience because you can manifest. And that's where the diamonds come in. That's where you generate and reveal the diamonds. And so, financial security can be a part. Many individuals may not have sufficient savings, if you will, to retire comfortably. And what is comfortable for you, right? Some people, want to have a lot of stuff, right? But the more stuff you have, it's like the more it owns you. And some of the people I've interviewed on my podcast, Inspired Living, a lot of them, the most happiest ones are ones that didn't have a lot of stuff, which was interesting to me, kind of opened my eyes. So, whatever it is for you to retire comfortably, which a lot of times it leads them to continue to work later in their life, right? The increase of cost of living has to be applied, healthcare, right? Luckily I'm on a healthcare plan, but I also am a veteran, so I have the VA for any healthcare that I need. So I have that security blanket, right? But those significant, inflation, the house of, cost of living and house and mortgage and groceries, and if you have children, these all play, a big part and can challenge that journey to rely solely on pensions or savings. Like I have a pension, but not everybody does, right? And I've got good savings, but not everybody does. So retirement is different for everybody, right? But it is evolving, it is changing. And what I would say, when you do mathematics, if the average age of an American, because the average age is different in Japan than it is in America. Japan has a longer lifespan than Americans. But when you think about, if you get to 65 and the average age of death and dying is 76, that's only about 11 years, right? 65 to 76 is 11 years. And so in 11 years, you're trying to cram everything because you've worked your entire life and you're trying to cram everything in to 11 years. I would say, flip script on that. Step outside if you have the ability to retire and the means to retire comfortably, whatever that is for you. then start retiring early, because you're not really, that word retirement is, do you ever really retire? And that's today's show. Do we ever really retire? Because when you retire, it's almost like, okay, once growth stops, decay begins. You're not triggering your mind, you're not challenging your body, you're not challenged yourself. And so, yes, I'm retired, but I'm more busier now than when I was working with the two jobs, and have that ability to retire that I didn't know that was going to take place, but here we are. So financial stability, desire for purpose, right? This can, work can provide a sense of purpose and identity, and that's something that I'm kind of struggling with right now, because I went from, purpose and identity. I did 23 years with my combination of the Coast Guard, my combination working for the Inspector General's office, oversight committee for the VA, 14 years. So I have 23 years total of being in a purpose of trying to, make it better, whether it was a Coast Guard or working for our veterans, making it better, right? Having a purpose, having an identity in what you do. And when that goes away and it transforms, it's not a bad thing that it went away, but you kind of struggle with your desire for purpose. What's your next, what's the next chapter in this book, if you will. And so some people may choose to work part-time or engage in different types of work in retirement to maintain social connections and a sense of accomplishment. And, like I said, I've been asked to do a lot of events coming up in 2025, and that will be my new purpose. That will be my new passion and my new plan and my new social connect. So if you're in a situation where you're thinking about retirement, or you've recently retired like myself, think about it as not the word retirement, just maybe the close of one chapter and beginning a new chapter of purpose. Your health considerations do have to play a part in this. Like I said, I'm covered on, right now I'm covered on private healthcare through my wife's job. Luckily, we're blessed that she has a job. But I also have a backup with the VA, that I can go to the VA, and I'm going to the VA next week. So with this latest surgery on my knee, I have to get reevaluated for my VA clinic, because my knees and back were all service connected from my days in the Coast Guard, where I did a lot of out in the big blue, getting pounded on boats and getting just rocked in Mother Nature, and so it's caught up to me, which is fine. That's part of living, right? There's no regret, but the health considerations, excuse me, can impact the ability to work, but they can also influence the desire to retire. Some may choose to retire early due to health concerns. That's me. I retired early to a medical situation, while others may continue working as long as they are physically capable. So I retired medically, but I'm still capable of working here, working here, working here, working here, working here, working on my podcast. There's other means of working to give me purpose and identity. And so today I just want to, remind you that don't wait till you're 65 to have retirement. That's 11 years from average death of 76 to the time you retire. If you have the ability to start retiring comfortably, again, this is something that's evolving, kind of like we're going to see the work week evolve to probably more of a 4 to 3 day work week. Kind of like what France does. I think our healthcare system will change once we get past our politics, because we have a lot of politics in the United States, and it's going to be an interesting 4 years to see where we go with governing. But I do see in the future that there will be, state healthcare or universal healthcare, kind of like what the other 32 modernized countries have, except the United States. So we'll get there. We just have to work through the bureaucracy and the politics, which anytime the government's involved, it's going to be slow, it's going to be monotonous, it's going to be political, and it's going to have a lot of red tape and bullshit and bureaucracy. So you have to be patient with that. So the other thing is the changing workforce dynamics. This is something I've been kind of observing and watching. The rise of remote work. It's interesting because the pendulum, pre-COVID, there was not a lot of remote work. COVID hit, 4 years, everybody went to a work from home, work, people actually moved, right, based on that. And we've come back, and a lot of the big companies I've been watching, including Amazon here in Seattle, requiring their employees to come back, because again, there's that social impact and purpose of collaboration in person versus the digital. But we do know now, because it was a theory, could the internet, could technology support everybody working from a home and in a virtual state of mind, a digital transformation, if you will. And that was proven that it could. And that's why that we're evolving, and we should evolve. We should have changing workforce dynamics, the rise of the remote work and the what they call the gig economy jobs, allows more flexible working arrangements and conditions, and it makes it easier for individuals to transition into retirement while still earning income. So that would be me. I've moved into retirement from the federal government over here, but I'm now working digitally in a Zoom room, connecting with my tribe or my subscribers, or doing a podcast and having guests come onto the show. And we're syndicated now, so we're wherever you listen to podcasts, wherever you get your favorite podcast from. Look for Inspired Living or Inspired Living Radio with my picture, and you can listen to 9 seasons of content that we've put out on many different topics. So it's really cool that the workforce dynamics is changing, and I would recommend and encourage you to start thinking about retiring early if you can afford it comfortably, and find ways, whether it's a pension or medical, or don't wait till you're 70, don't wait till you're 65 to have 11 years of your average death of 76. Now that's average, but then people do go past 76. But you know what I'm saying? Don't wait, because the older you get, the harder it is to travel. The body is not as young. If you can, be young and travel and have that ability of that changing workforce dynamics to be able to log in from the beach and do marketing or advertising or whatever, do that, because that's in a sense a form of, you're kind of retired, but you're still getting paid, and without having to go into the brick and mortar. I remember, my parents' generation, they work a job 30 years and get a gold watch and say thank you very much, and then spend the rest of their lives working in their healthcare because they work so hard in their younger years. And Deepak Chopra talked about this, and the Dalai Lama talks about this, that we're so focused on working and purpose and identity in our jobs. By the time we retire, we're so sick and broken and run down that we have to take that money and put it back into our healthcare because we're trying to take care of ourselves. So don't go down that formula. That's an old formula. And start evolving with the change in our technology, the change in consciousness, the change in AI, the change in robotics. These are going to allow us more free time. And that's what we were really born to do, y'all. We were not put on this planet to work in a capitalistic system, work in a 9-to-5 job, to buy stuff that we can't take with us anyway, right? We're the only species, think about this. We're the only species on planet Earth that pays to be here, to be a part of this matrix construct, capitalistic, colonized, way of being. Challenge that status quo, step outside of that. And people are, the younger generations, you millennials and generation Generation Z gens. I'm dating myself, but the younger generations behind me are getting them. They're awakening. They're not settling for status quo. And again, going to a job to work 30 years just so you get a gold watch and retire. So I commend you, and job well done. But it is changing. We are evolving, and AI is going to change that, and robotics is going to change that. And we're already starting to see it. They're already starting to, drip in to our reality. They're starting to manifest. Robots are coming in. AI is already in play. In fact, I can look at my Zoom right down here, and I've got an AI companion right there that I can actually hit. I can hit AI companion, and it can actually, if I hit it, it will actually take notes, and I can say, give me the synopsis of, I just listened to Marc talk for 30 minutes about retirement, but give me the synopsis and the summary of it, and it summarizes, and so our time is speeding up, and emails and letters, and a lot of, it's going to be nice for the kids in high school and college to have this AI, because we didn't have it. Ours was going to the library and getting the Encyclopedia Brown to do our research. Right now you have the internet. Now you're going to have AI. But as far as just the last part of this conversation on retirement, do we ever really retire, is today's concept. Cultural attitudes plays a big part in this. And, in some cultures, the idea of retirement is less prevalent. And individuals may work well into older age or shift to less demanding roles. Ultimately, whether or not someone retires can depend on a combinations of personal choice, financial readiness, and external factors like healthcare, medical, stuff like that. But the future, I believe, the future as a seer, I'm seeing that I'm seeing, as a newly retired person, that we're gonna see a shift towards a more varied retirement paths, with people blending more work with leisures in new ways to have more time, which is going to be healthier, both mental health. We talk about mental health a lot now, but I do see as we move forward in our, what I called and wrote about and podcasted about, our roaring 20s of transformation, that this decade, we'll look back at this decade as a period of not only great turmoil, but also great transformation, whether it's space exploration, AI, robotics, like I'm talking about, consciousness, evolving consciousness, medicine, communications, technology is just continuously expanding. We're now talking about quantum computing, which is going to be very, very fast computer technologies. And so that's just part of, the evolution pathway, and that's part of the roaring 20s of transformation that I've written about and talked about. So I hope that makes sense. Let me switch over to the Intuitive Prospector page again, and we can start taking your questions. So let's go to the Prospector page. Again, if you want to learn more about me, marclainhart.com. You can just type in the Intuitive Prospector. You'll find me on Google, and you'll find this page. You'll find all sorts of stuff, my books, my articles, Intuitive Prospector. And now let's switch over. Let's get into some conversations. See who's here with us. I've had a couple people turning in. Good morning, Christina. Good morning to Colleen. My mom just retired at 70. Thank God she is still healthy and able to enjoy it. Yeah. And don't wait to 65. If you have the means and you can, maybe get a new job and you can work from the beach, right? I was just talking with my my spiritual counselor. I talk with him, every other week before I come live here. And he's in the Dominican Republic. He built his house. He's retired, but he's still working from the DR, consulting people like myself, helping us with spiritual, awakening, helping us with mental health, helping us with, whether it's depression, anxiety, PTSD, what have you. And so I love that he can be in the DR and use technology to still make a living and still, work and have a purpose and identity of what he's doing versus being here in Seattle. So, okay, so the links are out there. If you have any questions, we'll open up the reading room. Zoom room is now open if you want to come in and have a conversation. The only thing I ask for Zoom is if you come into the Zoom room live, please turn down the volume or check out of the, close the Facebook page, because last week Nancy came on and she was having some issues with reverberation and feedback, and I can't communicate if I'm hearing myself with a 2-second delay. So if you want to come to the Zoom room, we'll open up the Zoom room. You can give me a call here and I'll put you on speaker if you want to come on live, 206-588-0661. You can also post a comment in the section and we'll get to those comments if you want a reading. And then just remember, at 11:30 today, if you want to be part of the Diamond Sub subscribers, the links are also in the comment section. At 11:30 a.m., there will be a Zoom room open. I open it up and whoever comes in. And then again at 3 o'clock this afternoon, same thing. And that is solely for my paid subscribers through Diamond Sub, Patreon prospectors. And it's the first Friday of every month. So take advantage of that. Because if outside of this, if you're booking a reading with me, it's much more expensive if it's a one-on-one. So just FYI, Diamond Sub is $4.99 a month, and then Patreon, there's a couple brackets because you get more. I don't think it's more than what is my brackets? I don't even remember here. There's tiers, right? So the tiers. Let's see here. I think the most is $7.77. I always put my numbers together: 222-333-444-555, 666-777. And we're just so you know, 666 is not the mark of the devil. It's not the mark of the beast. That's if you understand numerology, it has nothing to do with Satan and being in the Bible, and that's just a lot of misinformation and gaslighting in today's society. So I don't have let's see here. I'm at my page, but I can't remember what the tiers are. But again, it's not more than $10 a month, depending on what tier you pick, because you get more access through the tiers. But it's a great way to get readings every Friday, the first Friday of every month. So, all right. So hi, Sherlon Rice. Claudia says, one of my old customers said something true. Even after retiring from being a doctor, I never stopped being a doctor, because that is what I learned for life. Retirement doesn't end the things that we learn. Oh, I love that, Claudia. Yeah, it doesn't. I retired from government work. That's not all I know, though. For the last 10 years, I started my consulting practice my radio show, radio, we're going to go in our ninth season, so 9 years ago, but professionally, I started doing the consulting and the writing and Best American Psychics and being tested well over almost 15 years now. And so I was working both. And so you're right, Claudia. Even though I've retired over here, I'm still doing, work to help people, to be in service, to inspire, encourage, to motivate, help people with grief, help people with, their abilities. Some of you may not even know that you have abilities. I know for many years, I did not subscribe or tune into the word psychic or mediumship or intuition or awareness. I was all about just focused on my career and really just, going down that pathway. And through a series of tragic events, the loss of my brothers and my father-in-law in a small period of time, it changed my thought process. It rewired my brain, neuroplasticity, and it opened me up to the natural abilities of our psychic abilities. We have our five senses: see it, taste it, touch it, hear it. See it, taste it, touch it, smell it, hear it. Once we realize, science would agree we have those five senses, you also realize that you have more senses based on the brain, the pineal gland, your clairvoyance, your clairsentience, you start to open up this eye, the third eye. And you know that I teach on the three eyes in life: two to look, one to see. And so, teaching people to understand that, teaching people how to meditate, teaching people how to use proper breath work for healing. This is what I will continue to do. So I agree with you, Claudia. That's definitely, even though we retire, I'm still in service. I always say I started off my life. I was 23 when I went in the Coast Guard. So I spent 8 years serving my country. Then I got out and became a professional firefighter, EMT, before I had to retire from my injuries. And so I served my country, I served my community. Now, I serve our veterans, and now I'm serving spirit, and I love it. So I'm glad you're here, Christina. I'm glad you caught me live too. So like I said, I'm here every Friday, most Fridays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And today is Diamond Day. So if you're a subscriber, I'll see you at 11:30 or I'll see you at 3 p.m. Remember, those two links are different. You have to go, in order to get to the page, you have to become a subscriber for Patreon and or Diamonds Hub. And remember, the links are different, but the passcode is always the same, 2024. I always make the passcode the year. Just like coming in here, if you want to have a conversation and chat with me in the Zoom room live, it should be 2024 as the password. But I don't think that's password protected. I think you can come right in. I tried to make it as simple as possible. Going back to the beginning of the show, I do want to, I downloaded some new songs, and we opened the show with, so all of my music that I play, whether it's here, my podcast, my YouTube channel, they're all copyright-free, trademark-free music. It's music that's approved through Meta. So I have a sound collection library as a content, as a content person, I get access. And so the first song was called Let's Go by Giulio Cercata. I don't know if I'm saying that last name right. It's Cercato, but I always want to call out artists that give their time and their creativity that allows us to use it for free. So that's the least I can do. It's like, it's like sourcing a reference. It's referencing the source. If you're writing an article, is it your own idea, or are you pulling the idea from somebody else? And the music is not mine, but I appreciate these artists. And then the other one was the second song was called Grateful by The Wave, W-A-V, The Wave, the.wave. So The Wave and Giulio Cercata's Let's Go and Grateful, two things that I'm always, do for my shows is call out these artists and say, thank you, gratitude. Thank you for what you do. So hi, Tamara Sweeney. Hi, Sonia Sunrises. Emily, good to see you again. How are you, Emily? So we're, I think we're ready to go. I was just talking today about retirement, the word retirement. Do we ever really retire? And in my perspective and my experience now as a retiree, no, we don't. We just move on to something different. We become much more busier. So if you have a question, you want to come to the Zoom room, I will open up the, hi, Wendy. Good to see you, my friend. How are you? Thanks for being here. Happy Friday. The phone line is open, 206-588-0661. Zoom link is there, or you can post a comment. 3 ways to connect today until I will sign off here in about 20 minutes because I'll get ready for the 11:30 Diamonds Hub for my subscribers. So first Friday, Diamonds Day, so take advantage of it, y'all. It'll be happening all through 2025 as well. And if for some reason I can't make it or I have a technology issue, we'll do a makeup session. I always take care of my subscribers. So I appreciate you. And again, big shout out. Thank you to everybody on my YouTube channel. You put us over 25,000 subscribers. That's just that's just mind blowing to me. Even just to be doing this, it's not something that I thought that I would ever be doing. And again, that's just, being able, willing to change. Awareness is the greatest agent for change, and having the courage and to take a leap of faith. My mantra in life for many years now has been, if you don't risk it, there'll be no biscuit. And I'm getting to experience the biscuit of my labors, what I put in all these years, finally coming out to enjoy the biscuit. But I had to risk it, right? There's things that I had to do that were uncomfortable, scary, required courage, required faith, required trust, required patience, required prayer, required good support systems like my family, my friends, my colleagues, and my spiritual development group, SDG, my tribe, who I love. We meet on Wednesdays for development. It's a closed group. It's not open to the public, but if you ever want to visit, you can go to marclainhart.com right here, and look on the main page, scroll down to a big blue diamond, and that'll generate an email to my manager or myself, if you're interested in developing. Because it's like an athlete, right? It's like athletes become professional athletes because they train, they put in the hard work. Spiritual development is no different. And if you want to develop these abilities that I'm talking about, from a logical, reasonable, scientific standpoint as well, then I would be the guy to prospect with, because I have all of those before, um, you know, and then at the age of 27, moved into the psychic ability, the mediumship ability, and the ability to connect on things that I never even thought possible. So, but I just want to say thank you to my YouTube subscribers, because just within the last year, ever since I started going down this retirement path, my YouTube channel just literally blew up, and it's put us over 25,000 subscribers. So thank you. Appreciate you. All right. So Sonia's saying hello. Good morning. Good morning to Nancy. All right. Any questions? We've got a few people hanging out with us today on Friday. Any questions at all? Want a reading? Colors, numerology, oracle? I think I've got my music feature figured out now, so we can do, if I change this, I tried this last time. Now it shouldn't be as clear here, but this should be clear. And I change it back. And so Zoom, I'm realizing Zoom can optimize, if I'm playing guitar or if I'm playing, an instrument, the sound quality picks up a little bit better when you change the original sound, the background sound. So I don't know if anybody wants to comment on that, if you notice a difference. Hi, is it Anas? HJ Harris, hello to you. Claudia saying developing is pretty hard work, not just for a student, but for the teacher as well. Yeah, it's no different, Claudia. I got a book here called The Jedi Mind, right? And in it, I like to refresh and go, obviously I'm a big Star Wars fan. I don't know if that gave that away, right? Because I grew up with Star Wars. I was 5 years old when in '77 when the first Star Wars came out, that's the original. Go this way. That's the original poster right there from 1977. These are all the original posters, by the way, and these are the lightsabers of people, the Jedi's. But what I'm saying is, in the philosophy of the Jedi training, they talk about being a Padawan to become a Jedi, then become a Jedi Master. But you realize the Master, and Yoda talked about this, the Master has failed more times than the student has even begun. So failure becomes a part of your development. And you're right, Claudia. It's about the student. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. And when the teacher has completed, the student then becomes the teacher, and the teacher becomes the master, right? So there's this hierarchy, but it is a lot of, putting in failures. And I always say failure, you should fail every day of your life. And I mean in a good way, because failure is first attempt in learning. That's how I approach failure, just like I approach fear. False evidence appearing real. And we have a lot of that in our society today. And I approach anything that's fear-based energy, I change it and go face everything and rise. That's how I approach this. But let's just pick from this book while we're waiting. Again, Zoom room is open. Hey, Cameron. Hey, Patrick Long. Thanks for being here. Zoom room is open. The link is up above. Or if Colleen, I don't think Jane's on today, but Colleen, if you can grab that link, if anybody's asking for it, if you want to come in the Zoom room, just turn your volume down on the show, please, so I can hear you and we can have a Q&A. Or you can post a comment in the comment section, or give me a call at 206-588-0661. Let's see here. So just read a quote since I grabbed this book, The Jedi Mind. Secret from the Force for Balance and Peace, written by Amy Ratcliffe and illustrated by Christina Chung. So this was given to me as a gift a few years back. Let's see. In the heart of the Jedi lies her strength. That's by Canon Jarrett. I want to get a cool. I'm going to get a cool quote because there's cool quotes in here. Well, let's see here. Already you know that which you need, Yoda. Already know you that which you need. And I guess that's to know thyself, right? That's to, be connected to something bigger than yourself. So, okay. Any other questions? Any questions? Usually I get one question at least. Yeah, maybe I'm not seeing all your comments here. Let me refresh. And again, if I'm not seeing your comments, I apologize. Sometimes the algorithms, I can't see all the real-time comments, but if I missed your question, put a asterisk bump and then your question again, and we can go from there. Yeah, it's not loading all the comments because I saw, it might be Facebook today. Again, one way to get around the Facebook comments is call into the business line or hit the Zoom link, come into the Zoom room, and then I can chat with you live. But yeah, I just refreshed and now I'm seeing some of the people that were on here are not, their comments aren't showing up. So I might be a Facebook issue today. So, all right. So last call, if you want to chat, I'm available. We can go prospecting to find the diamond within, and we can go prospecting to, explore the many hidden gems that are in our reality, in our universe. I was talking about this yesterday. I was doing a service over in the UK, and I was talking about the philosophy of our dreamscape. And I don't know about you, but I've always been fascinated with why do we spend half of our life asleep, right? Why do we as humans have to sleep? That tether that, when we go to sleep, the brain becomes more active than what I'm doing right now. The brain is actually quite dormant. And what I was talking about was our tether called the silver cord. A lot of spiritual pioneers write about the tether, the spiritual cord of when we go to sleep, we have this ability to connect to another realm, another world. And the brain, science, sleep studies show this. The brain is more active asleep than it is awake. And that's always been fascinating to me. And I have always questioned, like, why do we sleep half of our life? And some would argue, the theory would be when we go to sleep, that is our true reality. And when we wake up here and we open our eyes for the journey and, the job to get to retirement, is this the dream? Is this the simulation? And when I first heard that, I sat with it for a while. I was like, yeah, you're right. When we go to sleep, we shut down, we prepare at least 8 hours. You should be getting 8 hours. A lot of people don't know, before the invention of the alarm clock or time watches, most people on average worked with the sun up to sun down concept and slept on average 10 hours per night. Before technology, started taking away that. And some of you don't even get 10 hours. Some of you don't even get 8 hours. Some of you maybe get only 4 or 5 hours because you gotta grind it out in the journey of life. But it's interesting. And so I was talking about this yesterday in my philosophy about, if you want to expand your consciousness, set an intent before you go to sleep. And when you first wake up, write it down, have a dream journal, because there's a lot of guidance and healing and in information in your dreamscape. And it's just something I've always been fascinated. Like, why do we sleep? Especially why do we sleep half of our lives? So, and I love sleep. I love my power naps. I love sleep. Something I started to appreciate in my early days as a firefighter, because I'd have to get up, at 2 o'clock in the morning after the bars closed, or there's a code at 3 o'clock in the morning, and then you never really get back to sleep. So I've learned to have an attitude for gratitude on getting a good night's sleep. So, oh, don't start on sleeping or dreaming. There is something going on right now, energy-wise, something right on the door. Yeah, it's interesting. So it's an expansion of consciousness. So yeah, I agree with you, Claudia. Christina Lynn, can you draw a card for me from gosh, I can't remember the name of the deck. Well, that doesn't help me, my friend. Hi, Mandy Gratz. Good to see you. Christina, just give me a number. I've got 14 decks here. Let me move This is my latest instrument. That over here. 14 decks. Just go with a number. Since you can't remember the name of the deck, just go with a number and we'll pick that deck for you. Just let the numbers, the energy of the numbers drive your pick. Hey, Sam. Hey, Damo. Thanks for being here, y'all. Hope you're having a great Friday. Today today's message was, do we ever really retire? And what is the word and what is the purpose of retirement, and how our environment and our construct of society is changing based on our viewpoints of retirement. Don't wait to be 65. If you have the means to retire comfortably, do it early. Travel, write, experience, live your life. In what you're doing. Don't wait to 65 and then you only have 11 years on average. Like I said, on average it's 76. That will go up as technology continues to impact our lives. You'll see I see some of the people now that I watched growing up on TV, and they're in their 60s, and I'm like, damn, they look good for 60. Like, you would not guess they were in their 60s, right? Like, I'm thinking of Cher. She looks excellent. I believe she's in her mid 70s. It's just like, wow. And there's also, we have to add in there's plastic surgery, there's Botox, there's things that you can do to make yourself look younger. But that's always been kind of the journey of humans, right? Is to live forever. I don't know if I'd want to live forever, right? I've been here almost 53 years. I'm like, I'm kind of tired already. But on average, I'm sure, 25, 30 years from now, they'll move the retirement age up, because the average age of people living will move past 75, 76. And don't quote me on that. I know it's mid 70s, but they may move it up to, 78, 79, 80, that you can retire. But if you have the means, and I believe as we evolve with retirement, digital transformation, technology, AI, robotics, a lot of you younger generations are going to have a completely different viewpoint on retirement and your work week. I believe that the work week will change to 3 to 4 days a week, and we'll have more time for leisure and relaxation and having fun. So, okay, Christina would like 7. Hi, Yvette. Hey, Todd. Hi, Amir. Good to see you all. Thanks for being here. Metaphysical Meetup with Marc live, Fridays, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I am your host, Marc Lainhart, the Intuitive Prospector. Hopefully you're having a blessed day, full of smiles and happiness and joy. I know there's a lot going on in our world, but try to observe it, not absorb it, is what I always tell my students. And just find gratitude for being alive in the present moment, because that's really where your power is, and that's where you can find your happiness. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, Christina, I was talking about numerology. Well, you picked the numerology deck, my friend. So this is how it works for you. For those of you that are new, hi, Ben. Hey, Jeff. For those of you that are new, you pick, if you want to, there's 3 ways to contact me. Zoom room link is live. Phone number is up in the comments, or you can pick 14 different decks of between 1 and 14. I have 14 decks right here to my right. So Christina Lynn has picked number 7, which is numerology deck. And what I'll do now is I'll start to shuffle. And what we'll do is we'll work digitally. And when you hear the word stop, Christina, type in the word stop in the comment section. And that's the card that we'll pull. And so we're working digitally. We're working quantum, I guess, right? Because, if we'd be doing this if we were in person, right? So when you're ready, Christina, just type in stop, and that is the card that we will go with and talk about the message. Because numbers carry different energies, and it's based on your intent. So when you choose the card versus me choosing the card, it's your energy that's influencing the reading, not mine. I'm just the messenger. I'm just the reader. All right. Hey, Damien. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Got some new names I'm seeing, some new faces I'm seeing. So welcome, welcome. So I give you about 15 to 30 seconds to type in the word stop while I'm shuffling. So Christina, you're ready. And again, you can call in 206-588-0661. Stop. Thank you. All right, here's your card. We'll talk about that. And what that does is, again, with you interacting, typing in the word stop, that's your free will and choice, and then I can give you the message. So the card you picked this morning is a number 7. Well, it's interesting because you picked number 7, which was a numerology deck. Now you just picked a double 7 based on when you typed in stop. That's the card I picked, or the card you picked based on when you typed stop. And the word is spirituality. And so what this tells me, this color represents the truth of your spirituality and moving more deeper into the spirituality context of what you do. And I already know that you're there. She made me this necklace. I'm wearing your necklace today, by the way. She does beautiful work. Highly recommend her. Check her out. But the double seven is about truth. In numerology, this is called the truth seeker, Christina. And the double seven is talking about the truths of your heart, the truths of your relationship, the truths of your life, the truths of what you are wanting, because not all truths are always good to receive, right? But it's still the truth. A double 77 is open to truth, to receive it, to know it, to do it, but live in your truth. And you can do that through spirituality. And I always say, religion is different from spirituality. I always say that religion to me, because I was raised in Catholicism. I was a confirmed adult in the Catholic religion. So I know all about Sunday school. I know all about scripture. know all about religion. And for me, religion is more crowd control, more fear-based, more dogmas. Spirituality, as I moved into my spiritual side, there's more freedom to explore what you want. And it's not so dogma, it's not so crowd control. There's a lot more freedom in spirituality. And so, and that's hard for those of you that were, raised in a learned behavior of religion. I'm not talking bad about religion, it has its place. But for me, I align more to the spiritual pathway, which incorporates many different philosophies, not just one of Catholicism in the Bible. Right. For me, spiritualism opened me up to different religions, studying the top 10 religions around the world, the timeline of God, how man creates, their viewpoint of God. Right. And so it changes because sometimes you have to unlearn everything that you've learned. And that's what I had to do. But I would choose spirituality 7 days a week and twice on Sunday. So, Christina, does that make sense? Hey, Marcus. Hi, Maria. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Evelyn. Good to see you, my friend. Claudia says, for the fun of it and me not beaking around for quite some time, may I ask for a card deck number 6, the 13th card of the deck. So number 6, all right. So this is this number 6 deck. This is the Louise Hay deck. Let me just shuffle it real quick, and then I'll pick the 13th card. I love how you did that, Claudia. Thanks for hanging out. Great way to get some guidance on a Friday, right? Why not? All right, so we're shuffling, and you want the 13th card of the deck. So deck 6, Louise Hay. I'll count 13 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Here's card 13 from the Louise Hay deck, the thought deck. So this is based on thoughts. And the card based on your intent. I turn every experience into an opportunity. I turn every experience into an opportunity. I turn every experience into an opportunity. I always say it 3 times because there is the power of 3. 3 is creative, expressive energy, and I believe in the pattern of 3. I've become a believer. It says each problem has a solution. All experiences are opportunities for me to learn and grow. I am safe. Each problem has a solution. All experiences are opportunities for me to learn and grow. I am safe. And so, sometimes our experiences are painful. Like the 2 surgeries I've had in 8 months have been painful and monotonous and slow going, but I'm not the victim of it, right? It's happening for me. It's not happening to me. And my experience is what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. And these are going to be opportunities in the future. Maybe I needed a new knee and a new back to travel more with the work I'm going to be doing now that I've retired that former part of my life, right? So great card for you, Claudia. Does that make sense? Go ahead and put those in the comments. Colleen says, I was thinking about ladies I used to work with in all of their 60s and 70s. At the time, I was shocked to see they all lived to over 100. What a blessing. Yeah, and I think we're living longer, right? I just saw an article where this mom who was 98 years old was taking care of her 6th son who was, I think he had leukemia or cancer, and he was 68, right? And she's 98, he's 68, and she's taking care of him, right? So yeah, I agree with you, Colleen. It's just, it's fascinating. Life is interesting, right? Life is an interesting journey. Hey, Bill Rogers. Hi, Becky Hall. Steepers. Christina Lynn says, thank you. Yes, that makes sense. Thank you. You're very welcome, my friend. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Gabby Woodridge, hello to you. Francie Law, hello to you. Gary Montgomery, hello. Hi, Jim Kitchen. Thank you very much, Claudia. Great reassurance of what my year looked like, and I'm just on the right path. Yep, and just always remember, Claudia, you're right where you need to be, right? Hey, Bobby. Hey, Todd. All right. So it's 11 o'clock. I'll do last call if you want a reading. I'll have the Zoom room open for my subscribers at 11:30. You can join the subscriber page. The links are up above, or you can go to the store here at marclainhart.com to get on the Patreon prospectors or Diamonds Hub subscribers or my YouTube channel, which my show will be airing over on my YouTube channel later this afternoon. Hi, Annette. Hi, Rosie. Good to see y'all. Thanks for being here. So this is last call. If you want a reading, put in a comment in the section what kind of reading you want, a card, what deck, what number 1 through 14. And you can do it like Claudia did. You want the 13th card out of the deck 6. You can do it that way. I like that, actually. You can call my phone, business line 206-588-0661, or you can come into the Zoom room, which is open right now. That link is above. And my team is, if you can't find it, just ask. My team will grab the link and send it to you. Hi, am I saying your name right? Is it Jurgen? Jurgen S? Am I saying your name right? Apologize if I'm not. Hi, Annette. Good to see you, my friend. How are you? Are you working on your mediumship? Always a journey, always working on the connection, right? Hi, Joaquin Reinbold. Am I saying your name right? Hi, Ingrid. Thanks for being here, y'all. And again, I try to just give you a shout out. If I mispronounce your name, I do apologize. Don't take it personally. I get my name spelled Mark with a K all the time, and I don't take it personally. So, all right. So last call for any readings, call, Zoom link, or comment is the way that you can connect with me today for Metaphysical Meetup with Marc Live. So we're at last call. Reading room is at last call because I got 11:30 for my subscribers. I will be on the air Wednesday for a new podcast of Inspired Living. Just a reminder, you can also open up Inspired Living if you have an Alexa, you can say, Alexa, open up Inspired Living podcast, and that'll play the latest episode. I think the last episode I did, because we had to run an encore last week because our guest had an emergency, a family emergency, had to cancel. And I was looking forward to talking to her too. She's well known and what she does. I think the last one is I did a podcast on Dyson spheres, the Drake equation, and Earth 2.0. So that might be the latest episode that pulls up, if I remember correctly. But if you have Audible, you can find us through Audible now, and you can also just say, Alexa, open up Positive Living Podcast. That'll play the podcast last episode. We have 2 more for this year on the 11th and the 18th with 2 special guests. And then you can also open up, I always forget about this, but I did some recordings last year before my surgeries. And you can ask Alexa to open up Positive Living. And so you have Inspired Living, which is my podcast, and then Positive Living, which is spiritual tips. You can actually say into your Alexa, Alexa, open up Positive Living. And there's recordings that I did. And I hopefully, after I'm healed, I can get back into the studio and do some more recordings for more spiritual guidance and tips. But it's another way to get tips for free from me. So hi, Honey Bun. Hi, Roger Parks. Annette says, oh, yes, always working on mediumship journey. You know, we got to have attitude for gratitude, like you said one time. Yes, my friend. Yeah, keep practicing. Mediumship is interesting to me, and for those of you that are watching, you know, the difference between psychic and mediumship are completely different. When I first started down this spiritual journey of awakening, I thought they were one and the same. And through good, education and good disciplined mentorship through my mentors, you realize that psychic is the word psychic means of the soul. It's not about telling your future. I don't prescribe, I don't diagnose with people, but I can work with the soul energy of where you're at in life, careers, relationships, intuitive health. I am an intuitive, I'm certified healthcare provider, which I need to recertify next year, by the way. But I can do medical intuition, but I still have to advise you to see your doctor or naturopath because I'm not board certified. I'm just American Heart certified as a healthcare provider. So we can look at medical intuition as well. But the difference is from the psychic side of the house, this is all based on your journey of what's here, the reality of now, who you are. Mediumship, as Annette was just saying, it's something that you're constantly working on. It's a lifelong journey, and mediumship is connected with people that lived a physical incarnate life and then through death decarnated back to the spiritual realm. And I write about this in my book because I don't believe that I no longer subscribe to heaven and hell as I was taught in religion, because you can't go up or down on a round planet. It's metaphysically impossible. And once you realize that the heart and the mind are based on vibrations and frequency, just like the voice is a vocal cord vibration, you realize that heaven isn't a location, heaven is a vibration. And once our vibration matches up, we return to the source. And it's right here. We're very blind and we're very deaf based on the scale of what we can actually see and hear. And science teaches that the brain actually can receive in 12 different frequencies, right? And so the difference between the psychic means of the soul in Greek. That's what the word psychosis means, of the soul. Mediumship then is connecting with people that lived a physical life and they're coming back through a medium to give you information, to give you love, to give you guidance, to maybe say, I'm sorry, or maybe to say, I didn't get a chance to say goodbye through COVID. I'm coming back to say goodbye now. And so that's really the difference of the difference between the two. And mediumship is solely connecting with your loved ones, your friends, family, and fur babies, because I do have fur babies that do come through. They speak differently. I would be aware of their presence, but they don't speak like humans. It's much different. But people will, if I say you got your dad here, and next to your dad is this big brown dog that looks like a Saint Bernard, went by the name Duke, and they would understand that. But Duke is not talking to me. He's just showing me as a fur baby that he's here. But dad would talk to me, right? And so that's what mediumship is connecting with the discarnate that once lived a physical life. Much different than your spirit guides, much different than angels, which I believe in, much different than the ascended masters, the inspirers, things that we learn about in the spiritual pathways. I don't connect to those. Those are more of a personal subjective journey with your soul guides and your angels. And, our angels, extra dimensional beings, UFOs. You could put a picture side by side in the same skill set of what they present. It's quite interesting. I don't have that picture right now, but it is interesting. And we have had conversations and debates on that. So, like I said, on Fridays, I show up to be in service. It's pro bono work for me to help out, to set a positive vibration. There are things that I'll say that you probably don't agree with, and that's okay. We can still move forward with respect and civility. But I like to lay things out like a spiritual buffet, a spiritual smorgasbord, and you can pick and choose based on what I'm putting out on the tray. You like the mashed potatoes, great. You like the gravy and the cream corn, great. But you don't care for the bread pudding, right? You don't care for the spinach lettuce. You don't care for the broccoli. But I lay those out, and you choose, because that's your journey. Your free will and your choice is your greatest power and responsibility while you're incarnating the physical life. And so on Fridays, I just try to have conversations to engage, to think, to inspire, to have that unity through community. And today we're talking about retirement. Do we ever really retire? I don't think that we do. And I don't think when we die that's the end either. I think, it's literally crossing the threshold to start a new journey, whether it's reincarnation, which all religions touch on reincarnation, which I found in my studies to be interesting. I go back to, God, who said it? I can't remember exactly. Was it Rod Stewart or was it John? It might have been John Lennon. He said, death is like getting out of one car and getting into another. And, that's, so death may be the retirement of the physical experience, but how do we know that we don't start the journey over, or reincarnate, or we go on to continue to learn in a hierarchy of source consciousness? Energy returns to source by the laws of physics. So it's just a fascinating journey of what we do. And I try Fridays just to lay that out, to give readings if you want them. If you don't, that's fine too. But also just a reminder, first Friday of every month, moving into 2025, or in the last month of 2024, we're moving from the year of the 8 in numerology, which is about manifesting business-minded energy, into the year of the 9, which is 2025. 9 is all about completing stuff. But through 2025, for my subscribers, Patreon and Diamonds Hub, you can get those links on the pages once you become a member. And every first Friday, we call them Diamonds Day, and you can come in at 11:30 and connect with me, or you can come in at 3 p.m. and connect with me and get a reading based on your subscription, which is much cheaper than booking a reading outside of my normal rates that I charge. So, all right, so we'll start to wind down. Again, last call. You can call me on my business line, Zoom in. The link is out there, or post a comment in the comment section. Hi, Annette Schramm. Hi, Julia Reynolds. Eric Serafico. Hi, Sonia Karch. Elonia Olivia De Silva. Hello to you. Are you related to Ray by chance? Hi, David Ellswick. Debbie Smith. Hi, Marley. Hi, John Widener. Marley Pays. Hamza Cherney. Hello to you, Hamza. Hey, Jim Bray. Joe Rachel. Pickney. Hello to you. Hi, Tom Scuderio. I try to say your last name because then I'm calling you out. I'm giving you a shout out saying thanks for being here. Appreciate you being part of the community this morning. Joe Rachel, Pinky, hello to you. But I try to call out your full names, and then I'm talking to you directly versus if I just said Tom, like Philip Jones. That's an easy name. I can pronounce that. Hi, Philip Jones. Give you a shout out. that you're in the community, and appreciate you being here today. So if I pronounce your last name wrong, don't hold it against me. Don't take it personally. It's just my way of trying to call you out individually, because we are all individuals, right? We all bring our individual experiences to this game of life, right? And I would say life is an acronym, learn it from experience. So, all right, so it's a little bit after 11, so we'll wind down. Last call, last call. If you want to come in to the Zoom room, the link is up above. If you want to call my business line, 206-588-0661. We can have a chat. I'll put you on speaker. Or you can pick a card or a book reading. Just say I'd like a card number deck 1 through 14. Shuffle it. I can pick based on when you take stop, or you can say I want the 20th card out of the 8th deck, stuff like that. So, all right, we'll start winding down. I appreciate you all being here today. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Happy holidays to all of you. We'll be live on the air, like I said, the 11th and 18th for another live episode of Inspired Living. If you missed the live episode, those are Wednesdays at 12 p.m. Pacific is the live broadcast. And then it encores after through the rest of the week through Om Times Media and Magazine. And then, of course, you about 24 hours after the podcast has been recorded, then it is then blasted out to wherever you get your favorite podcasts to listen to. And again, we have over 8 seasons of amazing artists and instructors and teachers and gurus and authors and musicians and directors and teachers and you name it. We've covered a lot in 8 years. It's hard to believe I've been doing this for 8 years. Maybe I get to a stopping point and call it the 10-year mark. I retire from that and go on to something different, because it's a lot of work to run a podcast, but I enjoy it because I get to talk to amazing people and get to learn amazing things, and I get cool books. So if you want to check us out, we'll be live on the 11th and the 18th of December. Those will be the last 2 shows of 2024, and then we'll be moving into the year of the 2025 with new episodes of Inspired Living. And I just appreciate you being here. So I'm not seeing any other comments come in, so we'll wind down. And for you subscribers, I'll see you over in the Diamond Days Zoom room. And I appreciate you all being here. Let's close out with a cool song. What's a cool song we can close with? How about, since it's the holidays, let's do, what's this one? Okay, this is called Christmas Time in the City by Nico Fuzz. He's the artist through my Meta collection. We'll close with him. Happy holidays to all of you. Hi, Carl. Hi, Barb. Hi, Corey. Thanks for being here. You caught us at the tail end, but again, if you want to learn more about what I'm doing, what I'm writing, what I'm forecasting, what I'm podcasting, go to marclainhart.com, internet search the Intuitive Prospector. I will see you next Friday for another episode of Metaphysical Meetup with Mark. Thanks to my meetup group that came in, some of my members of my meetup group. And again, just take it one day at a time, y'all. You're right where you need to be. Practice the pause, practice patience. There is power in patience, and trust based on what you want to do in the journey. And if you're, retiring like I just did, a new career awaits. So until our next soul adventure together, be kind, be caring, be compassionate. And most importantly, wherever you're at in this world, and I know it's a crazy world out there. I know there's a lot going on, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of anxiety, a lot of, war, but that's always been the human, experience. And try to observe that, not absorb that, and get caught up, especially through social media, especially through the news cycle, because they're really about promoting fear and doom and gloom. And, that can really bring your spirit down. So being mindful of, the garbage in, garbage out kind of modality, and, just find power in the present moment, because that's where the true power is, right here, right now. Hi, Catherine. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. So I'll just repeat. Until our next soul adventure together, be kind, be caring, be compassionate. And most importantly, wherever you're at in this world, whatever you're doing, experiencing, or seeing, or knowing, dare to dream, dare to explore, dare to live. And I hope that you discover the diamond within, and that you start to discover the many hidden gems and diamonds all around us. So I'll see you next time here on the Intuitive Prospector Facebook page, or you can go over to my YouTube channel. There'll be another show premiering soon over on my YouTube channel, and I'll see my prospectors, my subscribers and prospectors here for those that are going to log in 11:30 or 3 p.m. for Diamonds Days. I appreciate all of you. Take care. Happy Friday. Namaste. Namago. Cheers.
One planet, 7.3 billion people, only one you. Life offers us many opportunities and learning experiences. Are you ready to explore and discover this beautiful planet, the life and energy all around us, the spiritual world, and what is unseen, along with your own personal soul adventure? Marc Lainhart, the intuitive prospector, is the spiritual connection you have been prospecting for. Internationally known as a tested and professional clairvoyant medium and spiritual advisor, Marc's work as a metaphysical teacher, medical instructor, radio show host, inspirational writer, and hiking guide are here to help you on a journey of self-discovery, healing, inspiration, education, and a whole lot of spiritual awesomeness. Dare to dream, dare to explore, dare to live. For more information on Marc's spiritual practice in Seattle, Washington, please visit marclainhart.com or internet search The Intuitive Prospector.